on, guys? Welcome to the very next day of this confidence coaching retreat.
Day 4 retreat. Your brain needs to go to bed too. So, we are totally winging this right now. Well, I'm winging this because we're waiting for something to upload, which is super cool, super special, and technology is totally repelling me. So, in the meantime, we're gonna do what does that look for?
I'm just listening.
Yeah, listening. So we have a super cool thing for you guys that hopefully will upload here very shortly. It has been sitting on YouTube waiting for us. So Michael did a full recording of a horse that he's never worked with. Went through the Respect series, taught it the Come Get Me trick, went through that whole process. So while we're waiting for that to finish processing, Michael's going to talk about fear. Because tonight's quote was what?
Fear has two choices.
No.
Fear
Try
means
again.
forget everything and run, or face everything and rise. Everything is about fear. So much of what we're doing is based off of fear, okay? Understand a couple of things we really got to have. We've talked a lot this week about failure and how our relationship with failure is directly correlated with our relationship with success. If you have a good relationship with failure and you don't mind it, I mean, you don't want it, you hate it, but you're willing to accept it again and again and again to try and move forward, well, then you're going to be successful. And the person who is scared of failure so bad they won't even try, well, then they'll never be successful. Well, fear is the same way. You got to remember, fear is temporary, but regret lasts forever. Okay, so we got to be very careful on these new endeavors that we're trying and the things that we have and plan for our horse and things that we want to do. You got to understand, especially when you don't know, human beings, we fear the unknown. It's as simple as that. So the world-class trainer who is fearful or worrisome about a colt start, they have all this timing and all this experience on horses, but their fear of the unknown, which is the colt start, throws all that experience out the window and makes it where their timing goes out the window. So it doesn't matter how good you are, if you fear the unknown or you fear what you're doing and you allow that to get in your way, well, then very quickly you're going to have a hard time dealing with that horse and getting to do what you want. So we got to put it in our mind that if you feel that fear, you probably want to lean into it, okay, and figure out why do you fear it. So me, and I'm not going to, okay, I'll say fear. I fear electricity a little bit. I'm not going to lie, because every experience that I've had with electricity, it bites me. And it doesn't even swish its tail or pin its ears. It just, and the next thing you know, you're zapped. But from a logical standpoint, I understand that if I have the urge to remove that fear of electricity, well, then I simply need to go to an electrician school. I simply need to research it. I simply need to read a book on electricity, because once I understand it, I will no longer fear it because I understand it. I only fear the unknown. I only fear that whenever I'm doing construction or I'm working on something, I get zapped. Well, it's the exact same thing with people. I see two different people. They fall off the horse the exact same way. They get bucked off the exact same way. They hit the ground the exact same way. They obtain the exact same injury that takes the exact same amount of time to recover from. One person loses 0% of their confidence. They're still 100% confident on a horse. And the other person is mentally shattered, emotionally scarred. The only difference between those two people, a strong person, a courageous person, no. The only difference between person one and person two, the person who is 100% confident and the person who is shattered, is the person who still has the utmost confidence. They understand why it happened. I'll be on my way to the ground and like, well, shoot, Michael, you should have did this, or you should have did that, or you got caught off guard. You should have spent more time in the Respect series. You should have did this. So I'll hit the ground. It'll hurt. I'll be off for a day or two. I'll hurt something. But it takes no confidence away because I know why it happened. So if you have lost your confidence and now you're fearful, understand from a logical standpoint, it does not mean that horses are not for you. And it does not mean that you can't overcome it. And it does not mean that you can't come back from fear. It simply means you fearing the unknown, you don't know why it happened, or you don't know how to stop it from happening in the future, and that's making you fearful. Understand this about fear. Fear is not real. Fear is our brain's idea. Our brain's primal instinct is to take us and keep us alive. Our brain's imagination of a possible future that does not exist currently. Now, danger is very real. Okay, cause and effect. You hit the ground, it's gonna hurt. That horse runs you over, it's gonna hurt. You get run away with and run into a tree, that's gonna hurt. Danger is very real. But fear is a figment of your imagination trying to warn you. So, if you are fearful, hats off to you for being on this confidence coaching week and trying to pick up information, because information is the very quickest way to get rid of fear. Action and information. Those are the two things that abolish fear. So if you're fearful, we got to figure out, okay, why? What do you think is going to happen if you ask that horse to canter? Oh, you're scared whenever you canter this horse that it's going to buck. Okay, what makes a horse buck when they canter? Have you been through a program? Does the horse canter on the ground? Okay, the horse canters on the ground whenever you send it off, no problem. You say canter, horse canters off. Or whenever you ask the horse to canter on the ground, it bucks on the ground. All right, are you reprimanding it? Are you sending it forward? Are you pulling on its face to disengage it and send it forward again until it wants to canter off easily? Oh, you fixed that, great. So now when you say canter from the ground, it's just cantering off, no problem. Okay, so what's different whenever you get in the saddle? Are you holding up on the reins and doing it half-heartedly, where the person on the ground, the version of you on the ground, was confident and forward, gave that horse a loose rope and really put pressure behind it with, let's say, a lunge whip, or step behind the horse and the horse cantered off forward? Okay, well, information. You know you need to be that same person. If they're doing it on the ground just the way that you want, and you want them to do that same thing under the saddle, you have to be the same person in the saddle. So with that being said, we need to be able to get in the saddle and act the same way we did on the ground. So that means be very direct with the horse, give them the freedom and a loose enough rein to go forward, and drive that energy behind them with the crop and mean it. Not nag them, but mean it. If we know that information, now the only thing left is to take action and do it. And the craziest thing is hey, fear is temporary, regret lasts forever. If you don't canter that horse, then years down the road you think, man, I had a good horse. I should have just pushed him over the hump. I should have tried. I should have did this. I should have did that. Fear, you're fearing, oh, I don't know if this is going to work, but you know this mentor said it would, or that mentor said it would, or this video said it would. You try it. You get over the horse actually canters, and there is a certain euphoria whenever you get over that hump. Whenever you fear something, some of my very most proud moments of my life has been through a fear threshold, through a fear wall, where I got to a place where, oh, I don't know if I can do that. Oh my gosh, that's such a beautiful place when you don't know if you can do it and you push through and you get it done. That is an amazing place to be. Some of my favorite moments have been those moments. I don't know how I'm going to fare in this competition against these other folks who have been practicing and they know the sport and I don't, and then you come out on top. It's beautiful. That cantering that horse or working that horse, I have a couple horses in training that are a bit waspy, if you will. And when I came back from Africa, they were giving me a little bit of the business, giving me a hard time, wanting to be a little bucky or wanting to give me a hard time. And by the end of this week, they're just walk trot cantering out and about. I say canter, they go, and it's just an awesome feeling because we push through that discomfort. In the beginning, you wake up in the morning, you drink your coffee, and you're like, man, I really don't want to ride that horse. That horse is going to give me a hard time. Push through that discomfort and saying, okay, if we can make it work from the ground, how can we make it work in the saddle? If we can do that, it's just a matter of getting out of their way. But can you put on the comments?
Yeah.
We're going to check out the comments real quick, make sure the sound and everything is working. Gotcha.
Yes. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think you're good. I'm still trying to get the video working the way it's
Perfect,
supposed to.
no problem. So, everything's just about that, understanding that every time that you feel the fear, have you ever seen Ricky Bobby? You got to be able to drive with the fear, son. And there's nothing more fearful than having a cougar in your car. Awesome movie. If you haven't seen it, you got to go see it. Ricky Bobby, Talladega Nights. It's all about being able to lean into it. And so much of you guys are trying to ride 1,000-pound beast, the 1,200-pound beast, and especially in that learning curve when you don't know how, there is a lot of things that are sketchy, but it's only sketchy if you don't know how. So many folks, whenever they see what we do and with the horses we do it with, oh man, that's sketchy. Well, they only think it's sketchy in the beginning. Once one of the students has been with us for 6 months, they don't think it's sketchy anymore. They're like, oh, yeah, this is normal.
Hey, keep talking. We're at 85%. 85%.
Woo! They think that this is normal. It's just part of it. The difference is we work with so many problems that it's just cause and effect for us. It's the same way. My brother-in-law, he's an electrician, and he'll grab wires out, live wires that have electricity running through it, and he'll lick his fingers and twist wires together, and I'm thinking, you see me suck back in the corner like this is going to explode at any moment and we're all going to get electrocuted. I'm fearful because I don't know a lot about electricity. Well, if that's the case, and this is Confidence Coaching Week, as confidence leaves, fear leaves, confidence grows. So it's very difficult to have both in the same room. As the fear starts leaving because you get more educated and you're taking more action, the confidence starts filling the room up. And it starts becoming like a snowball. So every time you start feeling that fear, whatever it is, cantering, driving a cart, doing a trick, laying a horse down, whatever it is, we need to think, okay, information, education, action. Because you got to have those things. You got to have the information and you got to take the action, or fear is not going to go away. So get out there and do it, guys. That's exactly what we want to see.
Talk to people. I'm at 94%. I've been at 94%. Just give it a second.
You're doing great, babe.
I'm trying.
So she's having a hard time over here, guys. She's having.
I fear technology. Why can't we just train horses and just have like a horse training party and not have to have a computer involved? That'd be great.
So this young lady has been pouring her heart and soul into this course. Into this launch, into all these things, and the technology gives her a hard time here and there. A horse tripping and falling on top of you, Miss Carrie. Yes, ma'am. Scary thing. The idea of a freak accident happening and the horse falling on top of you. Once you feel like you've done everything that you can do to mitigate risk, hey, your horse is sound. It's trained, you're riding in a decent enough place, you fearing the horse falling on top of you, after that, it's the equivalent of you walking outside fearing getting struck by lightning. It's irrelevant. Don't fear things that you have no control of, because you will make yourself mad of all the things that can happen. I mean, the idea of an airplane wheel coming off and landing in your house while you're asleep, if you fear things like that, you will lose your marbles. So things like, a trip and a fall or a freak accident or things like that, those are things you just have to mitigate risk the best you can if there's anything you can do. And if there isn't anything you can do, well, then there's no point of even thinking about it. I said struck by lightning. She has been struck by lightning.
Oh my gosh, don't do that.
That's an electrifying experience, I bet. No. Look. That statement is shocking. Well,
you're a hot mess.
We're glad that you're still here with us. I believe you. No, I saw that. And one of the things that I saw is that, matter of fact, I saw on a William Shatner TV show that once you get shocked by lightning, that then you're more prone to get shocked by lightning. There was these folks on the show that have been caught by lightning 4 or 5 times. That is absolutely crazy, the odds in that. It's the equivalent of getting bitten by a shark. Things happen, but you can't live in fear, because at the end of the day, all of our sand is running out of our hourglass. So we got to go. We got to live this life. They put on the tombstone, they put 2 years, the year you're born and the year you go out. And those dates really don't matter. It's that little dash in the middle. And the more fear you have, the less you do with that little dash. You just got to risk it for the biscuit and go get it. So whatever it is that you are wanting to do, so much of what we were talking about yesterday, what you want to get out of your horse, what your goals are, and if you don't know what you want to get out of your horse and you don't have goals, that's something you definitely want to work on. Because the laws of attraction are real, but the laws of attraction only work depending on what you have going through your mind. So what happens in between your ears is so important, and it goes right back to that fear thing. All of these things become so much easier when we have direction and we know where we're trying to go. I love going through these comments.
You gotta remember that your face. Fix your face.
I once had a bug fly up my horse's nose. I became airborne. It hurt.
That's not fun at all. Remember, you can't just just read the funny things to yourself. You have to
I have
share
to read
them.
it out loud?
Yeah, otherwise you're
Robert
just looking at the screen and
I'm not glitching out, folks. This is just a redneck reading. So we should not fear a cattle drive at a certain retreat. Well, if you let Kelsey lead you in the cattle drive, she went with a draft yesterday, gallivanting through the fields. You could hear the whole farm. The cattle didn't know where to go. They were so scared of having that big draft horse coming up behind them galloping.
Through the pasture, through the mud and water from the rain, water going everywhere as I gallop around. But you know who got them all in by herself? Kelsey did, because you guys left me.
Yes.
Left me.
They were just fine. Cattle eating grass. That's what they do.
Yeah, but they've been in my barn. They pooped by my office.
Oh, no.
I know.
Guys, I want you to think about this. The quickest way to be happy, if you want to be happy, pick a goal that absolutely frightens you. That you say, oh my gosh, there's no way. And then start working every day, taking a step forward towards that goal and picking up information towards that goal. Something you really, really want, but your brain says no. Your brain says no, no way, no chance. When I decided that I wanted to be a colt starter, I'm not gonna lie, I had never seen colt starting before that. I had never seen natural horsemanship on colts before that. And I had a really great rookie year. I took 23 horses to the national championships my rookie year for the PFHA, the Pasadena Horse Association, and we came back with 19 plaques, which is first or second place. Ridiculous. I mean, if they kept records, or there was if there were any kind of records or anything like that, we would definitely hold records off that rookie year. It was crazy. So they asked me, hey, can you go and speak on behalf of the Pasadena Association at Road to the Horse? And I said, what's Road to the Horse? They said, it's a colt starting competition. I said, colt starting? Don't they start geldings and mares? I had no idea what it was. Okay, sure, no problem. So I went up there, and I'm sitting at the booth. Well, whenever the competition's going on, nobody comes to the booth, so I watched the competition too. And I saw Chris Cox ride a horse that had never been ridden in less than an hour, and my mind was blown. Like, you could tell that horse, like, he had to rope it. You could tell that horse wasn't handled. And in less than an hour, he rides it. Boom. All right, now already my mind is like, that was wild. Okay. 2 days go by. He goes on. In 3 days, he had that horse walk, trot, canter in the open arena. And I say 3 days, which is 3 hours, because the sessions are 1 hour one day, 1 hour the second day, and 20 minutes the third day. So in less than 3 hours, walk, trot, canter in a big open arena, and through an obstacle course that would give most riding horses a problem. He did that. He already knew he won whenever he finished the ride, and the other people hadn't gone yet. That's how good he was. Stood up on the horse's back, threw his hat into the crowd, ran around on foot, the whole crowd slapping hands with the audience. And at the end of that, he gets up on stage, the confetti falls from the sky, 18,000 people screaming for him, and they hand him a $100,000 check. And there's 2 important days in a person's life: the day that they're born and the day they find out why. And that day I found out why I was born. I was like, oh my gosh, this is what I'm born and built to do. I am going to be a world champion colt starter. I'm going to be the very best in the world, and I'm going to be a famous clinician. Both of those things I had never even thought of. Both of those things I had I didn't even know anybody that did either one of those things. I had zero experience in those things. So I'm a little 22, 23-year-old kid that's like, yep, that's what I'm going to do. Immediately, the next thing that happened is that old doubt and fear crept in my mind. And the very next thought that came behind that was, how you going to do that? You come from Pasafinos. Nobody's ever even heard of a Pasafino. Nobody's going to come to your clinic because there's not enough Paso people in the world to be able to do that. Also, colt starting, those are quarter horse people. Son, you don't even ride a quarter horse. These are the thoughts and the fears that went through my mind. And then every single day moving forward for the next 5 years, every single day I did something every single day to put me a step closer and a step closer to being a world-class colt starter. In that process, one step closer and one step closer to becoming a clinician. And 5 years from the day that I did that, I was winning colt starting competitions and really felt that day within 5 years that I could compete with anybody alive starting colts. And to this day, I feel that way. And that whole thing changed. And it's so scary in the beginning because I remember thinking, man, people are not going to come to your clinics. You come from gaited horses and colt starting. How are you going to colt start? You don't even trot or canter horses. And it just took 5 years of every single day working on that.
All right.
Hey, don't
No, we are up.
Don't rush me.
We are good. I don't mean to rush you, but there's a countdown clock, and I don't want anybody to be late. So this is the YouTube link. It's going to look really funny. It's also in all of your emails. I'm going to throw it in all of the comments. But we are on the countdown. It is getting ready to start. There is a minute 25 till it begins, and it is an example of our Respect series. So I will be on there live with you guys in the comments. You can go ahead and switch over to that. You can go on here, check your email. I'm going to throw it in the comments on all the different live platforms. At the end of the video, there is going to be a special code. You're going to email that to our email address, gasconhorsemanship@gmail.com. The first person who sends us that code word is going to win a free retreat. You heard me. 5-day, 6-night, all-inclusive horse vacation with you.
Oh my
with
gosh,
us,
with me.
With Robert
you.
galloping across the field.
It's going to be a good time. Don't miss it. The Respect series that you guys have been asking for the whole week. You're about to get it for the free $99. Anybody who has any questions, Facebook user who is unnamed who's been asking about it, here you are.
I'm sorry the link looks really funny on here. It's in your email.
Every single step is going to be right here. So check it out, and you're going to see a horse I've never touched before.
The words are
going through the Respect series.
The words are over the link. What are the words?
The words are over the link.
I don't know.
I don't know what that
What
means.
does that mean? The words are over the link. Oh, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Okay. It's going.
Go get it, guys. Thank you.
Hold on.
See you.
Hey, you don't have to get off because I'm going to stay on here until I make sure everybody gets transferred over. Toodles. I got this.
You got this?
Yep.
Do you want a horse that does like this?
All right.
Or do you want a horse that does like this? I'm Michael Gascon.
I'm
gonna
going to
show
get
the
you on
Respect series.
here.
You can do all this.
Closed captioning. Hold on one second.
Hey, world.
All
I'm
right.
a horse guru. I'm a fifth generation horse trainer.
I'm going to get you guys moved over. Bear with me for just a second. I'm going to pull up screen share. I want to go here. I'm going to do this entire screen. I'm going to pull it up so you guys, let's see. Browser can't access your screen. Bear with me, guys. Trying to get you all switched over. The link for this is going to be in all of your emails. I'm going to throw it into each of the comments for you guys so nobody misses it. It's going to be on our YouTube channel. Sorry, guys. I'm playing on here to make sure I get everybody switched over. See, 56 people. So what is, you're not able to see closed captioning, so you guys can't see the comment that's on here. So let me make this a little bit easier. Bear with me for one moment. I'm going to make us a quick link to get you guys over. Make life a little easier. Let me go to the YouTube studio. Again, sorry for the delay. The quality on this, we wanted to have the best quality possible. And unfortunately, the best quality possible took like 4 hours to process. So give me one more moment. I'm gonna make it easy for you. You're not gonna miss anything. You can go back and replay everything once you're done. Let's see, customize. We're gonna call this Respect Series. We're gonna save, we're gonna copy. I'm gonna make sure that it works, and then I'm gonna give you guys that link. So the link is gonna be pretty easy.
And then I start here.
Okay, fantastic. All right, let me go back on here.
But if this
with
was a
you
cold start and the
guys.
horse had never been ridden.
Perfect. Bear with me. All right, let me see if it'll let me do this. I'm going to show this comment here. Okay, now let me know if you guys can see this. This is going to be, you can just put in bit.ly. You don't even have to put the HTTPS part. You can just do bit.ly, bit.ly/respect series, and that's going to take you directly to the video. If somebody can get me a thumbs up and let me know that you guys can access that, I will see all of you over there. I'm going to leave this up, and so if anybody has any questions about anything or needs to look at the link, it'll be here. I'll leave it up till everybody's off, and I will meet you over in our YouTube channel. See you in a bit, guys. Thank you.